shall our IMO be neglected and abandoned in the forces of inauguration. The God on our side, we shall deliver on the promises we have made.
Hello and welcome to the program, the IMO Project, the program that brings up to speed with the happenings in the administration of His Excellency, Right Honorable Meka Ihedioha, Governor of Imo State. My name is Paul Danike, your regular host. Today, the program will be taking another dimension. First, we're bringing you the interview segment, followed by the report segment. On the interview segment, we'll be taking a look at the Green Revolution policy of the state government in agriculture, and we have the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor in Agricultural Development, Honorable Uche Odozo, as our guests. Also in our lineup are reports on the inauguration of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on lands and award of contracts set up by the state government. Finally, we'll wrap it up with the report on the recent launch of Imo State Joint Security Task Force, tagged Operation Iron Gates, by the state government. The IMO project will be back after this timeout. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's get started with the interview segment with Esther, Andrew, Marju.
And welcome to today's exciting discussion edition segment of the Rebuild IMO project. My name is Esther Andrew Marju, and I'm your host for the discussion section of the Rebuild IMO project. And I have an exciting guest in the studio today to talk about something that's of great importance to this administration and to all Imolites. We all want to eat food. And those of us who are farmers want to make money from cropping, from farming. I have in the studio the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Agricultural Development. His name is Honorable Uche Odozo. Honorable, you're welcome to the program.
My name is Uche Odozo, not Honorable.
Okay, you don't want the Honorable.
Maybe when we get enough food for people make money, then we can add the Honorable.
Are you serious?
For now, it's Mr. Uche Odozo.
Noted.
Thank you.
So how are you doing this afternoon?
Good, thank you, Esther. How are you?
Okay, I'm very fine, very well. I introduced you and you just made a correction. But anyway, for the benefit of doubt, for those joining us, can you just talk about yourself?
Well, my name is Uche, like I rightly said, from Jaba local government. I'm the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Agricultural Development. So my task is very simple. We have to rebuild the agriculture sector. We have to have enough food, and we have to get our people to produce this food, and we have to get our people to consume what they produce. And that is exactly my mandate.
Wow, that's nice. Okay, so you just came on board from May 29th, and I would like to know, what was the state of the agricultural sector of this state when you came on board?
Yeah, Esther. Well, we're not at the point where you give excuses, but it was really very shocking that nothing was made on ground. And initially, an outsider, you would think, oh no, maybe you're trying to just blow it up or whatever, you know. But the first thing that we did was just to head to work, thinking there would be activities, programs, equipments, you know, data, you know, general activities that like you would find in any other sector, because I'm an active player in the sector. But it was really very shocking that there was actually nothing.
You mean like nothing?
Nothing. Agriculture in Imo State existed in phrases. They only prepare budgets, and budget fundings were approved, but not one single implementation. No program was implemented. Not a single 75 horsepower tractor, as I speak to you, is in Imo State agriculture. Not one. So it was really very difficult to believe, you know. So I said, okay, look, we need to audit the sector. So we toured around the 27 local governments, looking at all the assets, what is it that's there, what is not there. And it came out, there was nothing, no program. But anyway, just like His Excellency, he is a governor that doesn't like excuses. And he would tell you, he said, look, if the governor does not have a house, and a government house, and a residential or vehicles or whatever thing, to carry out the course of governance. So why would you think that he would actually have something to start up, But just like you rightly said, it is not at that point where you begin to say, okay, there's nothing, but we've hit the road running, and we've put some very fantastic programs, and so the sector has got to be, rebuilt from the scratch.
Okay, before we get to the rebuild part, what did you think brought the past administration to this state where you came and saw nothing? What did you think caused that situation that you came and saw? Maybe
a lack of vision, maybe misplacement of priorities, or maybe sheer wickedness, because I don't see how a government would, to that extent, ignored the most vital sector that impacts life, both social, both economic, even political. So it's really it's difficult to comprehend that, but the time is now. And the good thing is that Imo State people are willing, Imo State people are able, they are ready to key into programs. And we are here to make sure that we activate the program. And the first thing the governor said, look, you made nothing, so how do we bring all the things that we have lost, how do we bring it up to speed? As you know, Adapam has been moribund for only God knows how many years. People only just sell bunches there on the street. They harvest and put them on trailers, taken out of the state. So there are no palms. The other palm still moribund, despite huge amount of monies expended. Of course, when you say, okay, palm trees, maybe the artificial ones on the street, yes, those ones, you can see them, there's no doubt about it. But when I mean real palm trees, it's unbelievable. But like you said, His Excellency, he doesn't want excuses. We will deliver on that mandate, and he is ready to deliver on that mandate.
So what's the way forward for our agricultural sector in the States?
The way forward is very, very simple. We have been able to audit the sector, and we have mapped out a framework. We will be activating policies. Next week, His Excellency will be unveiling a roadmap for the agriculture sector. Because the first thing you do in a sector like that is actually to plan. So we've been planning, not having up to 3 or 4 hours sleep in the past 3 weeks, planning, building a database, documentation, because the two things that you want to do. How much of this land will be available for commercial purposes? There's no data. How much of it do we have? Because to support agriculture at that level, you must activate the commercial sector. It's non-existent. So it's a very huge challenge, but the beautiful part of it is that, look, the people are there. When you have the human assets, you have everything. Okay, you have the land, you have everything. So you bring the assets that are human assets, you merge it to the land, and then you have it. So we will be activating a revolutionary program, which is the IMO agricultural revolution.
Wow.
Because that is the only way you can bring the business of agriculture. Remember that it's not just agriculture. We are bringing a new generation now change program, which is the agribusiness sector that cuts across the entire value chain. So not just that you are a farmer, you have to make money. Subsistence farming is no longer in vogue. So all these programs are built around the entire sector, be palm, be rice, be cassava, be livestock, be aquaculture, apiculture, all of them. The entire sector is going to, and what we'll be adopting is going to be very climate smart agriculture practice. Meaning that you can actually make money sitting at home, doing the same thing that you've always known, but you make money from it. So we will connect everybody to the grid, forming a database, so you can match people to the available lands, and then grow commercially, so that the offtake agreements, you would activate it. And if you don't tap entirely into the value chain, you're not going to make money. That is why you find the cargo airport is still a monster standing out there. It's not rocket science. For me to bring my aeroplane, pick your goods from UK or anywhere into Owerri, you've got to guarantee what I'll be flying out of Owerri. If you do not have that, it means that you would pay for what you call repositioning. Meaning that I fly the goods in, you also pay same cost for me to take the aeroplane back empty. So you have to reciprocate the import through export. And the only thing that can activate that is the agriculture produce. And that is why we're going green. So if you ask me again, it's going to be a green revolution, because we want to make sure that there is a unit standard across board. No matter what you are growing, no matter the practice, it must be a set standard.
Okay. No, we are about to wrap it up. But before we go, let me ask you this question. The governor and you, who is the SSA, and all the agricultural people on board trying to make it happen, said something about data capture of about 500,000 active participants in the first phase. What's that about? What's in the data capture?
Like I said earlier, you do not go into the project, you do not build if you don't have a data. We need to know the numbers of people out there that could do one thing or another in the sector, the entire value chain.
Okay, so how are you going about it?
What we want to do now is that there is a form. We are working through the local government platforms, through Agriculture Farmers Association Network, through the rural communities, to deploy a form. So we want to have people between the ages of 15 to 64 who are engaging in one thing or another that they would have identified. Even as little as cleaning snails, we want to have them captured. So what happens is that you build a database now. If you have, let's say in this first phase, about 500,000 people, you see from that number. So if you want to do cassava now, we can say, okay, look, our cassava belt is Ohaji. Or we could say, look, for ginger, we are sitting on a ginger belt at Mbitolu. We have the best ginger in the world, I hope you know.
I don't.
We in Imo State, we have the best ginger in the world, not even Kaduna.
Ginger
roots was taken from here to Kaduna.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, and that is why you have Umudike since 1923. So why are we not growing ginger? So we will mobilize people within Mbitolu to grow ginger commercially. And that would only make sense. And then we have people processing it. And then you can fly them from the airport to the international market. So we want to make sure that we have as many people as possible to be captured, so that we can allocate people within this. And that is the only way the CBN, all the international organizations could allocate funds, because you now have like your cooperative or your outgrower scheme and all that.
And everything is segmented.
Everything is segmented. That is the only way you can unlock the total potential. So you grow the sector. So you'll be having hundreds of thousands of people actually lifted up out of poverty doing the same thing. And if you say you want to revive avoto-poultry, which the governor, the first thing he did, he said, clear avoto-poultry must work in our time. If you have been to avoto-poultry, you realize that there is no right-thinking person or government that would ignore avoto-poultry. Clearing is ongoing at avoto-poultry, having been left redundant for 34 years. And we have investors that are actually seriously looking at revamping the avoto. So for avoto to work, you have to mobilize people who are going to grow grains for you, rather than them importing grains. If they import grains, the livestock will still be expensive. Okay. So we have all our people grow grains, which becomes the feedstock for the feed mill that supports your livestock. which keeps this thing low. So everybody makes money. So it's a win-win situation.
Okay.
So that is why we are mobilizing people across board up to primary school. So we are essentially going back to our roots.
Okay, so we're running out of time.
Thank you.
This. So I just wanted to just give your parting words to Imolites on your agricultural initiative to make our lives better. So what's your parting words to Imolites?
Well, the IMO agricultural revolution is real. His Excellency is committed, and there is only one sure way out of poverty, wealth creation. It is agriculture. We have to all key into it and get captured as soon as possible across your local government so we can document people to bring about this revolution in agriculture sector.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on the
you,
show.
Esther. Viewers,
That's what we'll call it a day on this discussion segment of the reviewed IMO project. My name is Esther Andrew Maj. Bye for now.
Welcome back. Up next are reports on the inauguration of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on Lands, an award of contracts, and launch of Imo State Joint Security Task Force. A progressive and forward-looking government is that which places high premium on the security of its citizens. Mindful of these obvious facts, the rebuilt Imo administration of His Excellency, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, is leaving no stone unturned in ensuring that Imo is safe to live and do business. Only recently, the state government, in keeping with its vision to secure the state, launched Imo State Joint Security Task Force, tagged Operation Iron Gate at the Cenotaph Arena, Concord Boulevard, Owerri, Imo State capital. The event also witnessed the handing over of over 35 brand new halos to all the local government council chairmen and security agencies in the state. In his speech, the chairman, State Security Committee and Commissioner of Police, Rabio Ladodo, extolled the governor's pragmatic and proactive approach in tackling security matters in the state and assured him of the readiness of the security agencies to partner with him in the fight against crime and criminality in the state.
The Operation Iron Gate, which is contained in this document, product of all the security agencies in this state, took care of everything that your dream has to secure Imo. I therefore promise that if approved, it will be executed to the letter. It is named Iron Gate, which primarily intend to prevent. If you meet an iron gate, I am sure before you break it, the sounds and the effort for you to break it may make you to, invite resistance, and that will never allow you to break that iron gate. Notwithstanding, Your Excellency, any crime that could ordinarily be prevented, the operation is ever ready to apprehend and take legal action.
The Special Assistant to the Governor on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Honorable Mayor Eze, and his security counterparts gave their remarks.
Your Excellency, what is happening here today again has demonstrated that every campaign promise you made, you are living up to expectations. Your word is abound. And on behalf of all the local government chairmen here present, they told me to tell you that they will never be tired in partnering with you.
With the wider society. We're engaging because we know that the security agencies alone cannot do it. That is why we're engaging as far as hunters to help us in our security arrangements. Our call is for every Imo citizen to join hands with this administration in ensuring that we have peace, that we have security, so that Imo State, in the short run, will be a place where everybody, our sons and daughters at home and abroad, will feel free to come home and relax and do business with us.
In his address, the governor, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, who described welfare, peace and security as the fundamentals of governance, said his administration has taken positive and critical steps in ensuring that every Imo citizen is secured. The governor gave the assurance that his administration will not relent in its efforts of making Imo the most peaceful state in the Federation.
The government of Imo State is very appreciative of the readiness, battle readiness of the security agencies. It is therefore my singular honor and pleasure to, on behalf of the people of Imo State, invite the heads of security agencies and indeed the local government council chairman to come, as I have the singular honor and privilege to act and being invited as their guests, because it's their resources, as their guests, as we cut the tape to commission these vehicles, which will be for the services of the people, which will be to enhance peace and security in the land, and which will also aid in sanitizing our environment. And let me warn that government vehicles must be used for government purposes. I would advise everyone that we have to ensure that the reasons why local government councils acquire vehicles will be for them to work 24/7. To enable you cover the grounds in your respective local government areas and collaborate with the states as quickly as possible. And you now know the essence of working closely with the heads of security agencies. When you work with them, the peace of our land will be secured, will be assured.
The high points of the event was the handing over of the security vehicles to the local government interim management committee chairman and security agencies.
The state government, in its unflinching desires to reposition and rebuild the state, has inaugurated a judicial panel of inquiry on lands and related matters. Also inaugurated were the judicial panel of inquiry on award of contracts and swearing of a new permanent secretaries for the Ministry of Finance at the Sam Mbakwe Esco Chambers Government House, Owerri.
That's how we, to the best of my ability.
The panel of inquiry on land is headed by Honorable Justice Florence Duroha Igwe, retired, while that of award of contracts has Honorable Justice B.C. Iheka as its chairman.
This instrument may be cited as the Commission of Inquiry on Lands and Related Matters Instrument 2019.
The State Attorney General, Barrister Ndukwe Nnawuchi-san, read out their terms of reference.
A. To ascertain the extent of land compulsorily acquired or forcefully wrested from the owners. B. Ascertain and determine whether such compulsory acquisitions, as mentioned in 6A above, were lawfully made or not. C. To ascertain the extent of allocation and revocation of land in Imo State, to examine and ascertain whether government land or part of it have been converted to private use, and identify the persons responsible and make recommendations for recovery.
In his speech, the state governor, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, said his administration has been audited and burdened with complaints of alleged high-handedness, inequity, irregularity, and lack of due process in matters relating to land acquisition and related matters. The governor said the administration has also received myriads of complaints on abuse of change of purpose clauses, redesigning and creation of multiple layouts, abandonment and violation of the original plan of the master plan of Owerri Capital Territory, and forceful conversion of both private and public landed property into personal use and ownership. Governor Ihedioha said the inauguration of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry was keeping with the administration's resolve to clean up the state of the debris of maladministration.
I promise that we as a government shall, among other things, take all legal and lawful steps to address all complaints on lands and related matters. It is in fulfillment of that commitment that government has decided to constitute a Judicial Commission of Inquiry into land and related matters. To do justice to these complaints, the inquiry to be conducted by this commission will cover the period from June 2006 to May 2019. In like manner, I have also been overwhelmed by the deluge or overflow of complaints emanating from various segments of our society on contracts awarded and executed in our state over the years. Upon a calm study and evaluation of these complaints, I am faced with the irresistible conclusion that governance was administered in breach. It is in likewise that we have also braced up as a responsible government and in keeping with our resolve to sanitize the body policy of our state to constitute another judicial panel, because we are determined to do thorough cleanup in this sector.
Governor Ihedioha expressed confidence on the chairman and members of the commission and urged them to show commitment and dedication in the discharge of their duties.
The responsibility and challenge offered by this appointment calls for unwavering and unalloyed commitment and dedication. It is my hope that you will discharge this responsibility creditably to the admiration of IMO people and in strict adherence and compliance with the rule of law.
Speaking on behalf of the Commission, Honorable Justice Florence Duroha Igwe, retired, thanked the governor for finding them worthy to serve and promised not to disappoint him.
We realize that this is a call to service, and we promise to work with the fear of God. We then solicit the cooperation of all concerned so that we can discharge our duties within the prescribed period.
Every administration at all levels of government comes with its vision and mission targeted at bringing the dividends of democracy to its teeming populace.
The present administration in IMO, with its Rebuild IMO mantra, is no doubt poised to change the common narrative in infrastructure,
education,
health,
agriculture,
and every sector of IMO economy.
Join us on Rebuild IMO project every Wednesday and Thursday by 8:30 p.m. and 9:30 a.m. respectively on Orange TV channel 59 or Star Times channel 113 as we bring you up to speed with the happenings in the administration.
Also join us on Orange 94.5 FM every Thursday and Monday by 6:30 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. respectively.
Together we will rebuild IMO.
And that's the size of our package in today's edition of the program. Rebuild IMO projects will be back on this station same time next week. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms showing right now on your screen. On behalf of my executive producers Joyce Unebu, I am Paul Nanike thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.